So here you go, there's Spike the Bee as I'm covering his face. Well, this one has a small paint defect, but he's still adorable. And because it is, even though it's rainy, it's muggy, I am going to enjoy my frozen lemonade very much. Now, what sucks is the Village Traders, all of the little stuff over here is closed, except for Dundo Kimbanda, who does the personalized or crafts the cane, so people can look for that, but just about everything else is closed over there. Whew. We come up on Africa, where they brought back the spicy Kenyan vegan corn. No, that is different. Spicy Kenyan vegan corn and white bean. I don't remember that last year. And a peri-peri skewered shrimp. So I am debating getting something from Africa. But first, my drink. So, there was a vegan thing here at Africa last year, but it wasn't this. So, ooh, that's a pile high thing. Now I have reason to use my fork again. Ooh, thank you. So that's a nice little meal. Only $4.50. So it's corn, white beans, pigeon peas, quinoa, a grain medley, and a slaw. We will eat you. Now I've already been digging into my corn and white bean vegan dish from the African Pavilion, and I would say one thing. This is something that definitely could fill you up, because it's grains, quinoa, beans. It's only $4.50. It's a simple dish, but for one person, it can easily be a tummy filler. For two people, a nice snack. Now, though it is a little bit brighter out here, it is still pretty cloudy and damp. I realize I'm feeling a little bit cold just being out here now, but I'm still enjoying myself in my leisurely stroll. What's weird is I'm staring at something across the way behind the Imagination area by Canada, and I have no idea what it is. It's hard to be distinctive from here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. If you see, there's that blue pavilion right there, and for some reason I have no idea what that is. It's really hard to see because it blends into the sky, but yeah, what is that? Does anybody know? I don't know. Figure that out one day, but that's not over in France, so it's not part of the new Ratatouille. One interesting thing I've noticed is there are more kind of picnic tables set up over here across from Germany, because they are constantly making announcements that they would prefer people to not be walking around without their masks trying to eat and drink. They would prefer people to be stationary. I believe they put these out as a way to give people more places to sit. Now, because it was raining, these are a little damp, but they do have a cast member out here running around kind of squeezing everything off. So there are options to stay dry and seated. Also, the guys, there was a cast member as I was kind of standing and enjoying my meal, who's walking by with a simple mask, basically reminding everybody, please stay masked up. Ooh, chair. This has been freshly squeegeed and very dry, so I'm going to sit down for a minute. But there are reminders constantly.
Thank you for visiting us today. Just a few reminders.
Be an announcement or
please wear a face covering at
cast
all
mask.
times.
There he is.
When actively eating or drinking while stationary.
So
clean your hands often and thoroughly. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing.
You have the announcement as well as a cast member walking around trying to remind everybody, please have a mask on with a nice sign. So there are constant reminders, please have your face mask on. Honestly, so far as I've been walking through here, I haven't seen people who aren't wearing them. Just about everybody's wearing it. The only time I've seen somebody not wearing it, they actually have a drink in their hand, but they're walking around. So they are trying to get people to stop, sit, eat, and drink. But as long as you have it on when you're not eating and drinking, everything's been good. Looks like they have a spot open for Spain, but it's one of those others coming in this fall type items. So the question is, will they actually kind of trade out some of the countries? Like, will they take down Africa in exchange for Spain? I don't know. Or are they just going to continue keeping with some of these countries that are already open now, just later on they'll open them later? Then again, I wonder if it's also an employee issue, because if you think about it, one of the big things about Epcot that makes it different than the other parks is usually they do try to employ people from the countries that are represented around the World Showcase. Because of COVID-19, a lot of people probably ended up going home, because I would assume their work visas were not technically valid at that time because they were not working. Disney was closed for 4 months. So they have workforce from, where am I right now? Italy, Germany, China, Japan, Canada, Mexico. A lot of these people, because they were specifically on a sponsorship from their countries to be here, aren't here. So that could also be another reason why some places are open, because they have somebody to man them, and some places are not. Like, as I walk up to Italy, they've got, looks like a margherita pizza. It says La Classica, which is a tortellini dish, and a cannoli, a Sicilian cannoli. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm already pretty full. I realize I've only been here for maybe an hour and a half, and I think I've already eaten from 4 different carts, maybe 5. We'll have to rewind this later and figure it out. But I'm already pretty full. So I may be coming back for another round another day. But it's also good to just walk around the World Showcase, because then I have a place to walk around. Because I don't leave the house that often right now with everything going on with COVID. But it's not the worst place to walk. And because, of course, because of COVID and everything, there's not a lot of people here. Plus, it was also kind of bad weather, so even less people here. Oh, wow! They actually have a performance going on in the American Pavilion. It looks like they have a mariachi group going on. Now, the question is, can we sit close and watch, or is it we have to watch from afar? So it's just after 1:30, so we're watching the mariachi hombre. Oh, snap. A better idea of what the American Garden Pavilion looks like. They do have seating available. They do have long strips that say for your safety, seating not available in the rows that they do have open, and in other rows they've closed it off because we're waiting to make sure that there's social distancing. Now it looks like there will be performances of 20 minutes. There's the mariachis. Hola.
How are you?
Good. I only got here at the end, but it sounded great. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So you are able to sit in the amphitheater and watch some kind of show. It looks like the mariachis, they have someone backstage to be able to give them a mask when they're done. They have umbrellas so they can head backstage and get a rest their voices. And it looks like they're doing 20-minute shows. It's kind of like alternating. There's Mariachi Combre at 1:30, 2:45, 3:40, 4:45, 6:10, 7:05, and 8:10. And then at 2 o'clock, which is actually about 15 minutes from now, and then 3:15, 4:20, 5:45, 6:40, and 7:35 is the Jamators, which I have no idea what that is. But it does give you an option of someplace for entertainment, so you're not completely sitting here like, well, we're missing all the shows. So there will be a show almost that looks like every half hour, with possibly a 10-minute break in between. So there is still something to watch and see while you are at Epcot. I am going to wander away for a little bit longer. I may come back for the second mariachi show so I can see it from the beginning. And of course, in the American Adventure, they do have, ooh, wow, okay. I'm just looking at a couple things. They do have Fife and Drum Tavern is open. They are running the American Adventure, but one of their merchandise kiosks is closed, as well as, what is that? Block and Hans, which usually serves beer, a lot of it seasonal and everything, is also closed. But they do have the hops and barley off the kiosk is open for business. So a lot of the stuff in American Pavilion is, well, not a lot of it, because they also do have the Regal Eagle, which you can do reservation dining for, is open, but some of their other kiosks are closed. So that's a good thing to know. It's like, I have a feeling they closed this also because people love the alcohol, as they had to take away all the little things, and this would probably cause a little crowd in of itself. Now, because you can't get anything over here, hops and barley probably is going to have your best bet for some kind of drinks, but because you have to look online to see the provisions, if you haven't looked online beforehand, it will take a little bit of extra time to figure out what you're going to get. So again, apparently you can look at the My Disney Experience app to figure out what is open, but honestly, I have the app. I didn't, and all of it, I didn't look. So I'm going to wander towards Japan. I may be back for the Jamators later. Now, on a side question, they do have the funnel cake stand is open. The current specialty funnel cake is a street corn funnel cake, which makes me say kind of a little Mexican flair, because it has roasted corn, cojita cheese, cilantro, cumin, crema, and paprika. So it's more of a savory funnel cake, which is a little unusual for me, just to think of it. That is the specialty of the festival as of right now. Now, I continue on into Japan to figure out, maybe I may get a snow just because my icy ran out pretty quickly, but I still like to have, I still like my souvenir cup. But it's still Florida. Though it rained, it feels kind of muggy right now, and I'm not loving it, not at all. So far, I've seen 3 things come out of the Japan Festival Pavilion. There's a tempura donbori, which has tempura shrimp and vegetables with a dipping sauce over sushi rice. Now I kind of wish I'd come this way. A Tharafi ramen with chilled noodles, dashi broth topped with egg white froth, and a sushi flower pot. And that was the most interesting thing I saw, but I can't eat it, which sucks, because it's got salmon roast, spinach served over sushi rice with fukaki, it sounds weird, but, and poke sauce. I just can't do raw sushi. That's the only problem. So I'm very upset, because the sushi flower pot looks really neat just to take a photo of, but I cannot get it.
Maintain.
The Don Booty looks good too, but I think I'm full. I think I'm very full. I would be tempted to get a sake or the martini. Oh, and then the sun came out. Now I want the shade. What is this? Oh, it's feeling hot. It's starting to feel hot. Darn you, Florida weather. Darn you. So I came over to Morocco and decided, oh, thank you. That was quick. Yay. Decided to do the chocolate baklava because I haven't had anything sweet since I first got here. And this looks delicious. So I'm going to assume it's going to taste delicious. So now I'm going to plant myself over at a dry looking table in the shade and enjoy this baklava. So the nice thing about having my own fork with me all day is I'm not wasting any silverware. Oh, dangerous. Delicious and dangerous. Baklava has a traditional sense. It's full of sweet, sweet honey. And the crunchy phyllo dough. And then you add the chocolate on top of it. And the walnuts. Oh, man. This is delicious. I kind of wish they had, Morocco wouldn't have Turkish coffee, but I wish they had some kind of coffee here. And I feel like I may need it to be able to survive now. But it is very, very good. Very, very good. So, came back for the Jameters, which is interesting to hear from far away. So, I don't know if you could see from here, but the Jameters almost did it's like their whole set is drums that are made out of pots, pans, and they have non-functioning ovens that are set up, and they're in chef coats and chef hats. That is actually kind of a cute idea. So it looks like, from what I could tell from sitting right here,
friends, at this time we must ask that all guests completely.
So the Jameters is a three-piece band consisting of three guys that are using the as I was already saying, the pots, pans as drums, kind of percussion drums, which is actually really cute. And the good thing is, because the two collections of music acts that are playing right now don't have huge pieces of equipment, they're easily able to store for the two different shows on the wings of the stage. So I'm a little sad I was late for this too, because I thought it would be like a 20-minute show, and my phone only said 2:06. I thought they started at 2, but I did try to film this earlier, but there are some, I guess this is technically two-sided, but there's no paper towels on the other side. this is the first lost station I've seen, but I wasn't looking that hard to figure out if I saw any. Right next to the Morocco Pavilion. While I started filming, there was someone who was talking to me, so I kind of stopped the video. But it's got a little foot pedal pump for the water, paper towels, and soap, and a reminder, please wash your hands for 20 seconds, which is very useful because then you don't have to go into the bathroom to wash your hands. And if you want something more substantial than hand sanitizer, you got soap, which is always a great idea. Ugh. I do not like that the sun came out. I'd rather it just be a little bit chill and no rain. That's my ideal positioning. Oh, I think the Brazil kiosk is open. Man, it's like I can't even function right now. But I also realized it looks like Spice Road table is open, and I think I did see that when I was looking. I just took a general look for reservations, but the Tangerine Cafe is not. So they are being very pick and choose on what they have open. So they'll have one thing open in one area and another place they may not. So if you want to do Spice Road table, that is open, but Tangerine Cafe unfortunately is not. So if you could hear the music, you'll realize actually over on the bridge right there, it looks like there's Princess Anna being drawn by horseback. I heard about this on Tim Tracker. So because they're not doing meet and greets, they're doing little cavalcades with characters. And I guess you could actually realize, oh, Elsa's in front of her. I guess I didn't even realize that. Elsa's really far in front. You'll be able, if you are there just around the time that they start to come, you'll hear the music switch in the area. So I did think I heard specific music when Mickey was out, but I wasn't sure. But now that is a testament of if there is a character cavalcade coming, or you walk out of somewhere and a cavalcade has gone by, the music for the area will change. So if you hear something that doesn't sound like it's appropriate for the pavilion, you'll realize, oh, somebody's coming, or someone's gone by. So I will not be able to pass Elsa or Anna because they have their own bodyguards. I just wanted to look over here at Brazil to figure out what they had. They had bao de queijo, which is the Brazilian cheese bread, and crispy pork belly. I'm okay. It's something I've had before, and I can go on without it. So I'm gonna keep on moving. I have a bad feeling I may not stay that much longer just because the sun is out. I have no sunblock, and it feels like it's that lovely balminess that is Florida, and it's not my favorite thing. And I'm sorry if this is zoomed in. I haven't zoomed all the way out. But also over in France, I realized Le Chasse de France is not open. And this is one of the, I think I understand why, because this place is like one of the creme de la creme eateries. It draws a crowd. They usually have long waits for it. So I'm guessing because of that, as well as staffing issues, it is not open. So that sucks. And again, the easier way to figure some of these things out is to check out Disney website, or if you have the Disney app, look at the app. But it's still a little sad to see, because I know this was definitely a place I've wanted to eat at for a while, and I'm gonna have to wait a lot longer. I came inside France, and what's interesting is they do have a lot of costumes from specifically costume production design. They have a gargoyle puppet, as well as a Quasimodo costume from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. They also have very French playbills and things. They have a Cyrano de Bergerac production from 1898. wow, 1898 playbill from Paris, as well as a poster, which is actually kind of nice because it's touching on the Disney stuff that has been used, as well as the culture that is France. And I've never noticed this before, and I don't think they had it before. But it's actually pretty nice. A Three Musketeers costume, as well as a Cinderella design. Ooh. La Boheme. I have Phantom of the Opera, as well as La Miserable. Beauty and the Beast with, oh, a Cogsworth. Wow, that's really neat. Was that actually designed for the live action movie? Because that's curiosity, because just how small that is, it makes me think the live action movie they did recently. So that might have actually been designed for the live action movie that had Emma Watson, especially because when you look at that photo, it does resemble that. And Sleeping Beauty. Ooh, these are all pretty. They're definitely prettier in person than on my camera. I watched the Bells sing along and had enough time to remember that is Remy out front in France. I realized that I'd heard about it. They did change the French show to the Beauty and the Beast sing along, trying to convince us that LeFou is the hero of Beauty and the Beast. I feel like they got that with the live action reboot of Beauty and the Beast. But now, if I have enough power left, I think I'm going to get the Canard Confits from France and see if I can get a shot of a couple other things. If I don't get it on my camera, I'm possibly going to have to do some switching around from my phone. So I got the Canard Confit, aka the duck, which is interesting. It's like on a thing of grits or mashed sweet potatoes. Looks really good. The gravy, and goodness gracious, the slushy is so full. I'm surprised I didn't drop any on my way over here. But oh yes, alcohol slushy, very good. That's gonna be my only alcoholic beverage today, and this is probably gonna be it after everything's said and done. I know I already spent a lot of money here, but hey, I'm still happy. Again, thanks for coming with me. I hope everybody's having good days, even during this craziness of life. Okay, have a nice day. Bye. I guess I lied to myself. I found out in the World Showcase or Show Space, which this is the first year I've seen them use it in ages besides for like private parties, there was a plant-based mac and cheese. So this has to be the last thing I eat, or else I'm gonna, like, my stomach's gonna explode. And so far, since I haven't taken a bite yet, let's try and take a bite real quick. Ooh, this is really good. This is definitely it. But if you come to the show space, there's really good working AC in here. So eat all the stuff in the show space, stay for this AC. If you're lucky, you'll find a table that has chairs.